forgot my board again. Oh my God. Difference, but I've done another 2 pages along the bottom. I've got another, I think 6 before I'm finished all the way across the bottom. So it honestly looks like before. Just this long straight row of nothing. But I'm just doing this to double, triply, quadruply check that the fabric is going to be big enough. Even though I have done the measurements 3 or 4 times already, I just feel the need to do it. So, then I had a new start with Anne P from Fibre, Floss and Fiction. She started, I think, the Halloween Fairy, where I started the Fairy Holiday Collection, the Christmas Elf Fairy. And I started this on, I am using, oh my goodness me, all the threads that came with the pack. I did take out the fabric because I don't like the fabric. So, I am stitching this on 28 count sage from Seraphim, hand dyed fabrics by Laurel. Focus. Maybe we'll go this way. Or not even close. I'll try and remember to make a link. There is no before. Yep, better grab a hat if you're going with your dad. And I did, on Outback Storm I did 1,319 stitches. On the Christmas Elf I did 851, all in the wing. I started from the top because I want to use the other half of the fabric. There we go. Oh yeah. That's probably more the fabric colour. The white really stands out on it in real life. Isn't that what we always say? It always stands out better in real life. It might even stand out better if I had my board with me. But you know, third time forgotten what's new. Okay, so then I got out Earth Goddess. Here's my cover page. Earth Goddess by Joan Elliott. And on her, like, my goal this year is for a finish. I don't know how we're gonna go, but we're gonna give it a whirl. This one I did 786 stitches. Here is where I was up to. And here I am now. So I finished her face and her arm and most of her hair. I didn't count back stitches, but I did the back stitching as I went because, oh my goodness, this is like 1/4 to 3/4 stitch hell. There is no other way. I lost where I was, managed to get where I was, managed to gain a row, lose a row. It all worked out in the end. I don't know how. It looks fine in her arm. But yeah, did not enjoy that at all, which is why we didn't get to 1,000. And that's where she is. She's gonna look amazing but I did not enjoy that face. If it really wasn't for the fact that I do like it enough to keep going, and it's like I have someone specific in mind who I know would love it, I probably would have binged it at that point. I really, really did not like doing that face. Okay, then I brought out Autumn Queen because we're in autumn. And I don't seem to have a pic for the Autumn Queen. So here is the pic of what the Autumn Queen will look like. Here is what she was last time. Hopefully I'm not going too fast and it works in. And with the Autumn Queen, I did 1,365 stitches. And this is where I am now. And basically, I worked this, here, here, and filled in here. Now, I asked in my last video about whisper thread, and I had someone who wanted me to pass on the information. Basically, I've chosen to not use whisper thread in this. 3 spools of it, and I didn't even enjoy the little bit that I did in here. But I will pass on what I got told. I got told to use really, really short thread. Like, I was using half of, like, to here. They would even recommend to use like your hand width. Most people said to use it afterwards, like when your whole work is finished. Some said because it's so hard to work with, stitch with it as you go, and then use a toothbrush to fluff it up. Use a bigger iron needle was another huge one that I got told about. Take your time. Really use short lengths. Like if you're finding that it's shredding, go shorter. Like one person was saying that they get about 5 stitches for every length that they do. So yeah, I was literally finding by the fourth stitch it has shredded quite badly. So what I did over here is that I took out the whisper thread, stitched 2 rows of 3/865, I'm pretty sure is what Jessie Marie suggested. And then I did a row of whisper thread and realised that the coverage, like you don't get the fluffiness, but the coverage was a lot better. So I ripped out the whisper thread and kept going. And I'm fine with it. I will use it on Snow Queen, but because this has it and then Winter Queen has it, I just couldn't. And because there's a set and the other 2 don't have it, I was like, I'm fine. Perfectly fine not using it on this. So, but those were the suggestions. I hope that helped anyone who might be having it. But don't be afraid if it's not something you enjoy. I'm pretty sure it's, did I put it in here? Yeah. 3/865 is what Jessie Marie recommended to me. You can use white or whatever you feel, but I thought that was a pretty close colour to what whisper thread was. This is 32 count Heroic by Picture This Plus. The other one for Earth Goddess is 32 count Opal in Angel Wings Mermaid's Tails or Mermaid's Tails Angel Wings. It's an online hand-dyed fabric site. And then in March, I got out the March Fairy for my daughter's birthday and for Courtney, the New Mexican demon's birthday. Their birthday is actually like a day apart. So that's the March Fairy. Iona's favourite colour is purple, so she was highly disappointed that there was no purple on this. So we compromised and did it on purple fabric. I think this is just a fabric of the month. It's 32 count. Yep, this was a fabric of the month from Colour Cascades. Here's what she looked like before. Hopefully I'm pointing the right way and it's not popping up there. Highly possible. I probably look really funny pointing there and it's there. And here's what where we're up to. Greens. More greens and more greens, with a little bit of white happening here. I did 1,133 stitches. And basically I went from one end to the other and then started filling in. And you can see some of the leaves coming up. I would like to get another 1,000 stitches in this before the end of the year, just to have it more looking like something in the dress. And then we had my second new start for this rotation. It was my first new start for April. So, long dog sampler. Brought out a new sampler called Anzac, Australian New Zealand Adore Cross Stitch. Kind of, I can't say the word, a take on Anzac, Australian New Zealand Army Corps. And this has so much detail. And it basically came out and I started it the next day. And I started it on blue fabric and I hated it, even though I was doing blue, blue represented Australian water, like the beachy, and I did the black to represent New Zealand, specifically the Maori tattoos done in a black. Hopefully that's not offensive to anyone. But it didn't look right. The blue was just too bright. And I was talking to Kiwi Lisa, that's what we call them, virtual, Lisa Stitching and Stitch, and then she said, I'm doing mine, thinking of doing hers on a brownie colour. And I went into my stash and I had Regency from Seraphim, hand-dyed fabrics by Laurie, and again I will put it down, and this was it. This was the fabric, and I did 1,102 stitches. Still using the black, but the brown to represent more our dirt, I suppose. Especially, we have red dirt, but I don't know, it seems a bit more Aussie. And I've done a bit of the lizard and the anteater and the koalas. Love this. And so many people are starting it or wanting to start. This is on 32 count, so I needed a fat half. Won't use all of it, but definitely needed a bit bigger than the quarter. And that is it. That's my stitching so far. I have Fairy Moon on my frame, but you'll see her next time. Whew. Now for my what I've brought. I brought the missing treasures that I needed for Enchanted Mermaid, and I got the delicas that I ordered for Enchanted Mermaid. I'm going to see if I like these better than the normal Mill Hill beads. And if I do, I mean, I've got all the beads now, so I can start beading her. I can't remember if I've shown these or not, but I got these because it was my birthday kind of month in February, so I got a Shepherd's Song May Goodness and Mercy Follow Thee by Plum Street Sampler. Newcastle Boutique by Teresa Connect, I think. CW Samplers. And Faith, Hope, Peace and Love. Well, I don't think I'll do it on that fabric though. I also got the missing fabric Sweet Child of Mine from Colour Cascades, 28 count in a fat quarter, a fat half and a quarter. Oh my god, mixing up words now. This is what I tried it on. I'm not going to take it out, but yeah, beautiful fabric, and I have other plans for it now. Also, I kitted up the birthday start that I'm doing this month for Megan, Stitching May. So she's wanting to start into vintage birds. And I got, I think, all but 2 of the threads because I just couldn't get them in. So I got lucky. Let's try that again. I got lucky. Tiger's Eye. And these are actually pretty variegated for Weeks Dye Works. Deep Sea. Peacock.
I am a frog.
You're a frog, are you?
Mum.
Cadet.
Mum, what can I eat?
You can go and get some fruit. Pelican Grey. I actually don't know if you're actually seeing any of this, but they're pretty variegated colours. Actually, you might see it better without the thing. Kentucky Bluegrass. Deep Sea. Charcoal. They might be all gone. And I think that's, oh, did I do Tiger's Eye? I think I did. So, and then in the, yes mate, in the Gentle Arts, we've got Old Red Paint, Pomegranate. No mate. Portobello Road. Summer Meadow, that's a nice light yellow. Old Purple Paint. Baby Spinach. Copper. Dried Thyme. Gold Leaf. Loganberry. This is very similar to Old Paint. Maple Syrup. Tarnished Gold. And Wood Trail. And that is all that I have brought. And that is basically it. I hope everyone is going as well as they can. Please note that Virtual Stitches is an open group, not an open group. It's not a closed group, it's a private group. And if you're a stitcher and you want to join, please look us up on Facebook. You must answer the questions. If you don't answer the questions, you don't get in. It is as simple as that. There's also a file to read of their etiquette on being what potentially can be up to like 20-something people. But we are pretty friendly, so if you're looking for someone to chat to, please join. But yeah, you must answer the rules. Sorry, I'm just trying to put all these threads away before helpful hands come back and go, oh, look at this pretty thread. But otherwise, I hope everyone is going okay. Just look down at my notes. I was going to do a giveaway this time around, but I'm not going to do a giveaway until everything settles down, because sending parcels overseas is really difficult at this point in time, and it can take 4 to 6 weeks before people can get anything. So I'm just going to put it off for a while. But otherwise, I'm just going to continue stitching in the groups of Magical Stitchers, Enchanted Stitchers, Semi-Sane, Daily 30, which they're not accepting any members, and I'm in the Myth Wall games. Myth and Magical Wall. I don't know the exact name. I will link it below. 2 links. So I'll write that down. But yeah, I hope everyone is going okay. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Enjoy the moment of being at home. I don't know, nothing's actually changed from us except for the fact that the kids can't go anywhere, because we're farmers and my husband still has to work, and yeah, that's it. We go to town once a week. Yes, I already said yes to that. I'm going to go now and deal with kids. I'll see you later. Bye.